Apparently, you're supposed to wait 7 seconds or something on YouTube these days, so there's a chance this vid's gonna get demonetized, but I'll just come out with it. Tiertex Design, man. Probably the first F-bomb I've dropped here at PureCube, but me, do these clowns deserve it? If there's a terrible Game Boy game released at some point after 1995, there's like a 50% chance Tiertex were involved somewhere. Formed in 1987, this duo from Macclesfield, England, in their early years mainly worked on Sega and home computer stuff, which I can't really attest to the quality of. They do seem to get panned a fair bit though. World Cup USA 94 was their first Game Boy title, which on a recent video ranking all Game Boy soccer games from worst to best, came an illustrious 19th out of 22. Just survived relegation perhaps, but certainly not what you'd call an illustrious season. A game that received a score of 10 out of 30 from yours truly wouldn't actually be the worst thing they did in that library. Honestly, it's around the upper middle of their DMG Game Boy portfolio. After that, they proceeded to ruin licensed games based on the NFL and the NBA, and for some reason were given some FIFA games later on too. This was a terrible idea, as we've equally discussed recently just how miserable those Game Boy games are. Hey, they didn't just ruin sports games though, they were also inexplicably let loose on lots of Disney games. This is something I'm actually going to explore in much more detail in its own specific video essay later this year, but Disney games on the Game Boy are a strange phenomenon. They started off really well, with some great early 90s titles like DuckTales, Mickey's Dangerous Chase, and Darkwing Duck. But then, Tiertex were given the reins and proceeded to utterly ruin a whole host of 90s Disney films and other cartoon properties. Pocahontas, Mulan, The Hunchback of Notre Dame, Small Soldiers, Hercules, even Toy Story fell afoul of the misery mongers within a 3-year span in the mid to late 90s. They didn't stop there though, and with the launch of the Game Boy Color, they got straight to work ruining the reputation of yet another console with their meaningless licensed shovelware. Looking at the date of this one, we're actually somehow still on December 1st, 1998, a day which saw a lot of releases across the Game Boy Color library, most of which weren't very good. Tiertex somehow threw up 2 of them, both licensed side-scrolling platformers with very different source material, but shockingly similar issues. First, Men in Black. This is based on the cartoon rather than the slightly above average film. Don't at me on that one, you know I'm right. You get some text before each stage, but don't think it's there for any kind of context. There's literally no plot to this game, which is no good when you're trying to snake oil me a game based on a story-driven IP, Tiertex. Even the manual doesn't care to explain the motive here, it literally just says, keep moving and stop the aliens before they stop you. The most effort shown anywhere on this cartridge is in the heavily compressed FMV sequences from the cartoon you get every now and then. While they look alright, they don't really add anything, and as soon as you get into the levels, any goodwill you might give the designers is immediately gone. There are 6 levels in total, with no real platforming to speak of. You simply walk right, shoot some aliens, then get to the end where the next level will start. How a game manages to be so terminally repetitive and yet still criminally short is impressive in itself. You might climb a ladder or jump over a hole every once in a while, but otherwise it's all the same. Some of the enemies are just annoying too, like this bouncy ball thing that you can't avoid. It looks like something you should be able to sneak past without waking up, but you can't. Later on there's this odd looking cat thing that it's super difficult to get by. You have a health bar, but this thing kills you in one hit. You can't shoot it, and your regular jump doesn't go far enough. It's finicky as hell, but you have to run and jump to get over it, jumping on it in just the right spot to kill it. Idiotic, unexplained design choices all over the place. I mean, look, that's not even the main issue. Just trying to run, period, is hard enough. You're supposed to double tap to do it, but half the time it doesn't work, and when it does, you'll just dart off like a lunatic into a pit or the path of something that wants to kill you. Plus, can we talk about these invisible pitfalls while we're on the subject? Like this sewer level here. How are you supposed to know there's an instant death trap under the water right here? There are no tells whatsoever. In that realm of insane game design choices, I have absolutely no clue what the thought process was when it comes to your targeting mechanic when shooting. You only shoot horizontally ahead of you, and if you want to shoot horizontally behind you, you can't just turn around on the spot, but have to cycle your gun in a 180-degree arc above your character's head. I've never seen anyone in a movie, video game, or even a cartoon fire a gun like this, so what the hell is the agent even doing? This is the only way you can shoot above you too, but good luck trying to time it. The arc moves at different speeds based on God only knows what. Sometimes he'll swing the gun quickly, and other times it'll take like half a second. You need to excuse the in-game graphics a little bit. Being a dual mode enabled cartridge, they couldn't go overboard with the details, animations or anything. Well, that might just be a ready-made excuse. Based on what I've seen and am yet to see from Tiertex, I don't think they'd be capable of anything resembling finesse. Nothing special to look at here, but equally it's not the worst of all time. The sound, though, is absolutely awful and should probably be immediately muted. Honestly though, none of that matters at all because the actual gameplay on offer here is an absolute car crash. Just awful. And guess what? The other game they did on this day that I'm going to review next week is at the very least just as bad. I wonder if you can get one of those memory eraser thingies on eBay.